back to the channel. Following on from the last episode where I just wanted to go over and recap a few things and explain how the videos have actually been filmed and how it's working. After that video I have continued on. I've removed the radiators on both sides, I've removed the crash bars and the fairing panels. So I've got even more parts. But I'll show you where I'm at the moment, and I have now got access to the front cylinder, which is what I wanted. If it comes to it, the engine will have to drop, which I really don't want to. If I can do it in situ, in the bike, that would be great. Obviously I've got to rotate the timing for the front cylinder, but first of all we're going to remove, so this is the rear rocker cover, I'm going to remove the front one. And then we can have a look and see if there's any problems, any issues or whatever I can see in there. Obviously, as I said to you last time, this is all rear cylinder clutch cover. I've also removed the radiator cover, the radiator stays which bolt on to the front cylinder. As usual, got my manual and still got the feature pictures. I've had a quick read through the manual, so once we get the rocker cover off I can rotate the timing so that the FI and FE are facing outwards. If they're facing inwards you need to rotate one more. So then I know that the front cylinder is actually top dead centre. So let's have a look and see where I'm up to. Right, so as you can see the radiator was here. And the coolant bottle, I didn't film it because it was just literally disconnecting pipes. When I took off the radiator this side, it was exactly the same. Obviously the water pipe from the bottom that ran underneath and then split, that came out with it. So I've actually got quite a lot of access into the front cylinder. So the cam chain tensioner, it's actually just there. Again, I'm going to need to remove these two, that for the timing mark, that to rotate in an anti-clockwise form. So I can get to the bolts. There's 1, 2, 3 and 4. There's a water pipe. Is that a water pipe or an air pipe? No, that's an air pipe. That needs to be disconnected. Again, I'll have to lift the carbs out of the way because there is the water pipe running off the water pump just there, so that needs to be disconnected. So there's the other two bolts. So the actual cam chain is going to be this side running back, so eventually the generator cover is going to have to come off. But that's the plan, to just get as much of this off as we can, have a look at the cam chain and the tensioner, see if there's any slack, any play, any damage. Wasn't finding anything in the rear cylinder. So let me get set up, I'll get a little bit more light in here, spin this round a little bit more, and then we'll get this cover off. Right, so it's these two and the top two is what I need to start off with. Right, so it's just the top two to remove. They are quite awkward to get to, so I may try and get a spanner on there and one there. Right, managed to loosen these two off. Seems to actually be the easiest way to get to them. There we go, that's the second one. So that should be the be able to knock the rocker cover off. Alright, just remove them for now, but I'll leave them in the positions they came out in so I know which ones go where. Right, so there's just a clamp at the top, if you can see in there, just there. We just need this air pipe. This one is already loose because that joins the suction unit, so it's just this one. Prise that off and I should be able to get the rocker cover out. Gently tap. There we go. I say I am using a lightweight sort of rubber mallet. Right, I might have to just unbolt the horn quickly just to give me some clearance. Must admit, that's one thing I'm finding about this bike. To get to one part, you've got to dismantle something completely different. Right, so put that bolt back in. That should now there we go. So that's the front rocker cover, and then we'll have a look. Right, let's have a look, see what we can see. Okay, I don't know if you can actually see that. There. I think that is our culprit. It's not actually sitting. And that whole sprocket, right, let me, right, this is where I need about 5 pairs of hands. That rear sprocket, or rear camshaft, is moving. The front one's not doing anything, but that chain is definitely loose. Right, let's try again. Right, so I'm hoping that is just a tension unit failure, which a lot of you actually said it could be the front cylinder. But so that's definitely raised massive amounts of play, and the timing could be slipping. At this stage I'm hoping I haven't snapped the camshaft. So the rear cylinder wasn't at fault by the sounds of it. Anyway, it's the front cylinder. Well, that's a great step forward. The only problem is, if that's slipping that far, am I going to be able to set the timing, or do I just take it apart as is and then reset the timing up? Alright, so I've just gone back in through the top. I've actually removed the throttle cables. Again, just push those to one side, which has allowed me to actually move the carburettor up, which then gives me access to this water pipe, and then will give me a bit more clearance to the actual head. So I just need to remove that bolt there to release that pipe. I'm actually looking at the camshaft itself. I don't think that is any damage. I think I'm actually going to take it out in situ and not move the timing round, because that could make it slip, especially with that kind of gap. You can see my finger behind it. So we're going to remove I remove that pipe quickly, then we remove the followers, well, I call them followers, but the cam covers. Get the cylinder off. I want to make sure that there's no damage to the valves or the head of the piston. And then that will probably be it. Just get this head off, and then we can start going in. I'm going to have to set the timing up after this is out, because that's just too much slip. So I'll just remove that pipe quickly, and then we'll start unbolting this.